right then, slight change for those that might have seen some of the posts. We're not doing, or actually, should I review Popeye's Revenge right now?
Fuck yeah, you should.
Okay, I lasted 6 minutes and 43 seconds and went, nah, this is a load of crap. The end.
I did not start it, but I will be watching it.
Yeah, what it was, obviously, these were both getting released at the same time. Popeye the Slayer Man hadn't come out yet, but Popeye's Revenge has, so we'd originally decided, okay, we'll do that. Then Popeye the Slayer Man actually got released online, and it's like,
Well, the kicker with that was like that's the one that I saw trailers for, like in the theaters, and was like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to see that shit. Thinking, much like most of the other like free IPs or whatever the fuck it is, like basically the copyright expires and people are like, yeah, we're making this. It's like Steamboat Willie,
and
the
there's
Pooverse.
the
Like I think, yeah, public domain. There we go. Like I figured, fuck yeah, there's gonna be like a one night only screening of this shit, just like the Pooverse type stuff. And yeah, saw the trailer once and then nothing ever came. So glad I was able to finally see it. I wish I could have seen it in theaters though.
This would have been fun.
This would have been fucking great in the theater.
So anyway, just so you aren't confused, we are discussing Popeye the Slayer Man, directed by Robert Michael Ran. A curious group of friends sneak into an abandoned spinach canning factory to investigate the legend of the Sailor Man, who's said to haunt the fat dock.
Yeah, it's quite refreshing to see a slasher just kill with his bare hands.
Yeah,
like we don't get that very often.
It doesn't mess about either.
No,
like at least I get. Do you know what? They're actually trying to tell a story with this one as well.
Yeah, it's like the thing is with this movie,
I'm shocked because they're actually trying.
Yeah, that's the thing with this movie. It's like they knew what they were making, but they said, "Now we're gonna shoot this shit straight." So, I mean, visually, it's great. Like the camera work is fantastic. Prosthetics are great. The acting is on par with any other sort of like movie. It's just such a goofy fucking premise, and I love it.
Like I said, I didn't even see Popeye and Popeye's Revenge, but I saw the three main protagonists. I went, nah, I'm out. Just absolute, when you just know they're crap and they're just you're not going to enjoy yourself. This felt like an actual drama, and they got some big names like the actress that plays God, what do you call it? Margot? She's in loads of TV stuff. The secretary, the one for the property company, the white shirt, who was trying to get the documents signed to sell the cannon factory.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been in loads of stuff. Like, she's not a first-time actress. She's, like, featured heavily in TV and stuff, like major shows that people know about. Not that I know about, but I know.
I was like, I don't know shit about shit. Like, I didn't recognize any of these people, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, she's been in stuff. No, the rest of them are, like, sort of indie actors, but they got someone like her on board, so obviously fair play to them. But yeah, we've got this girl, Adrienne. She's run away to drug dealers or something. And straight away we get it. We're into the factory. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like it's the easiest setup. Like the movie starts to go, all right, let's get this bitch. Ooh, I'm not going in there, man. Are you sure? Yeah, this motherfucker owes us. Well, but isn't this place haunted by blah 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 blah? And it's like, cool, there, you just set up the entire premise of the story in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the murdering.
I've said
I
this.
love that shit.
I've said this hundreds of times. You don't need to do loads of exposition and shit. Just there you go, couple of sentences. Doesn't cost any more money. It just needs a bit of clever script writing, good premise, done. And so far, you've got 3 actors, bit of dialogue, and the only money really that's been spent is the padlock that they had to break. That's the only sort of really outland budget in the budget so far, in terms of
the actors.
No, do you know what I mean? Do you know why they always go, oh, the special effects budget. Oh, we can't make this movie because of special effects. Oh, right. All they've spent in terms of special effects is they've bought a padlock for somebody to smash with a rock. That's it. And we've got the whole premise of the story in 5 seconds, 2 lines of dialogue.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just happy. Is that wrong?
Right. And then the kicker is like the second you see the spinach can start rolling, it's like, oh shit, here it comes. And can we just talk about the fucking canning plant, Anchor Bay? Like, I totally thought that was like a dig at the production company, or the production company, Anchor Bay. And then I'm a dumbass and I realized, wait, he's got a fucking anchor tattoo. Of course it's going to be called something stupid like that.
The Easter eggs in this, and I didn't get them all, but oh my god.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to watch this severely less medicated. But dude, the one that got me was Wimpy. I was fucking dying. I was scared I was gonna wake up Jana. So little inside joke. Basically, when we first started dating, we were gonna go get some food, and it's almost 20 fucking years together, and she still wants to pay for her own shit. And it's like, I don't fuck, whatever. If we're going out, I'll pay for it. I'm fine with that. Well, we're getting hamburgers, and like she straight up looks at me, doesn't have her money on her, and she's like, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. And I fucking lost my shit. And yeah, so since then she has always been my wimpy. Yeah, she straight up said that.
This is one of these things. If you need to understand the cartoon, you get some of the jokes. Now, this is a fun movie on its own.
Yeah, well,
but
and that's
the lure of understanding the cartoon, growing up with the cartoon, just gives it that bit of spice. It's not key jangling. It's you don't get it. You don't get it.
That's the thing with this. Like they do it so well and so quick that it's almost like a Kevin Smith movie, where if you've seen everything else leading up to that, you get the joke. But it's so small, so subtle that if this is the first time ever experiencing anything like this, it doesn't take you out of it. You don't feel like you're missing anything. That's nice. That's the way it should be.
That's what Easter eggs were meant to be. They were for the hardcore fans,
mm-hmm.
Or people that got the joke or appreciated the property.
Yeah.
That was just a little sprinkling extra, not the entire plot like the fucking Marvel movies that relied on that. I'll always go back to the Stan Lee cameos at the start when Marvel was doing his stuff. It was a blink and you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got to the point that dumb that they're beating you over the head, that he's like having more screen time than the actual characters. You're like, you missed the whole point, you dumb bastard. You ruined the actual fun. I don't like people. We've seen it before with other things that are beating you over the head. You need to know about this. This is how it's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Like screaming at you, you're like, calm down. Just tell a good story. Have a bit of fun with it. And then if you want to sprinkle a few Easter eggs in, which this movie does brilliantly for fans of the Popeye series, do it. But yeah, the spinach can just rolling.
Yeah, it's so good. Such a fucking funny way to build suspense and like lead with the character coming in. Because like with the Cinnabites, you've got the room changing smoke and lights and all that shit coming from behind hidden walls. Victor Crowley, you have him calling for his daddy. Like all these things that work so great in other slashers. And this is so fucking stupid, but it's brilliant that it's just a can rolling in a factory. And it elicits the same emotions until you think about it. Then it's like, God, that is fucking hilarious. Yeah. It's so, like, again, I just can't get over how fucking well made this movie was. I was expecting this to be just a pile of dog shit that I begrudgingly stepped in and was like, whatever, I'll live with it now.
No, that's why Joe had the moment of, I gotta check, right, this is coming, and I just watched it because I wasn't planning the review because we're going to do the other one. And then I went, holy shit, this is really good. See if the other one's shit, I'm gonna do that instead. I'm gonna, you'll hate my guts. And that's why I had to do the pause. Hold on, I'm gonna watch the other movie to see if it compares. And like I said, I got 6 minutes into the other one, man. Nah, that's shit. We're not doing that one. I'm not gonna do that to you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the prosthetics. These are some of the best prosthetics I've seen in years. Recent years.
Yeah.
For a character. Like, bloody hell, this was close to like Robin Williams' version.
Yeah. This is evil Robin Williams.
Yeah, this is like the Murray universe of Robin Williams Popeye movie. I need to watch that again, actually. That's what if I had time.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me really heavily of the Dick Tracy movie.
Oh yes, Warren Beatty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that's a hidden gem.
Yeah, man. That's one it kills me because I bought it because I found it on Blu-ray and Jana's never seen it. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll buy it, we'll watch it. That was years ago. We still haven't watched it.
That's one of them movies that had no right being as good as it was.
Just
one of them, what is this? Do you remember when they used to make off-the-wall movies like that and got away with it? Because there was a mix. Now everything's just so beige that you would never get a movie like that now. The Mask would never happen now, for example. What do you call it? Green Hornet and all them sort of movies, they would never happen now because it just, like I said, everyone's just so beige and bland and just won't take a risk of any,
even
anything
though we're
out there.
Talking about a movie like that just came out. Nothing. I'm just giving you shit. because that's like literally that's what we're talking about right now is a movie that just came out that is exactly like that.
But this is what we're talking about. This is such a surprise. Everything's just been just absolute crap. And then you get something like this, you're like, bloody hell, they get it. They're trying to
Man,
entertain us.
I've seen a lot of good movies that came out brand new this year. Like I almost feel like we're gonna get a really good resurgence of horror this year.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, the problem is when people are going to be offended, there's some people just live to be offended, and I think we're starting to learn the lesson now that you can't please those sort of people. So don't waste your time, because you never win. And then you end up making movies for nobody. Look at all the mainstream shit; it's fucking falling apart. It's funny to watch. All the mainstream movies are all crying in their tears or in their what do you call them things that cry into their handkerchiefs? I'm looking for a thing. The tears to cry into and stuff. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm like frazzled at the moment.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, Popeye looks great in this. You just see it and you just feel like he can mess you up.
Oh yeah.
And then these two drug dealers just get that's it. They get messed up. But even in the dialogue, I am what I am.
Oh my god. That was the moment when I knew exactly what to expect from this movie. And it was just fucking fantastic. It's like the drug dealers got killed and their potential victim is cowering, covered in their blood, and just screams, "You're a monster!" Pans over to Popeye, just close up on his face. "I am what I am." And then she dies, and it's just like, God damn it, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, like I said, I just I'm just so surprised. I think we've just been beaten down over the last couple of years, just crap that we're finally getting a whole slew of creators in that get it now. And of course it has to be the horror genre. Yeah, then we'll go to meet our real protagonists to get the story started. And yeah, we meet Dexter. Normally they would make him really annoying, like they would overplay him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just it's just proper nerd porn, you know what I mean? He is the geek, yet women love him, but he's not trying, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is where awkward 16-year-olds look and go, I want to be like that. You got a best friend who looks out for him and stuff, you know what I mean? It's pure fantasy, of course, but I can get with it because I don't think there was a character here I didn't like.
Yeah, at least the ones that you didn't like, you weren't supposed to like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're doing their job. So
Yeah.
I didn't, Joey, for example, he is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to hate on the characters doing what he's meant to do in this gang,
Mm-hmm.
or they're cannon fodder. So I've no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
And they played it straight, really intense in their characters. So do you know why normally they do this? And it's so ham-fisted that you just hate them all, and you're like, oh, why am I watching this? Yeah. So basically, the factory's going to get torn down. He wants to do his documentary, almost like a paranormal investigator, which is it paranormal investigator / urban legends? They're sort of pulling into that, aren't they? For his
I'd say more urban legends because I mean he
Doesn't-
straight up says that that's essentially what it is. He's doing a documentary for a school project about the alleged haunting of the cannery.
Yeah, but it's not quite haunted. It's also it sort of straddles the line between them both. So it's not like straight out. That horrible night vision green camera. That's what I think of paranormal investigations. Can you hear me? When everyone's all that kind of stuff. Where I think this is more urban legends. Actually, if you think about it, it's more like sort of Candyman script or storyline. They go to investigate, a popular urban legend and document, except they're doing it in film instead of photographing or photography. But I got it once again. There's nothing happening here at this point that I'm not on board with, and I'm not going along with the story.
Yeah,
like it's. I don't feel like I'm shitting a brick. You know what I mean? It's actually flowing through nicely, and I'm like surprised. Going, this is so easy to watch. Why is it so easy to watch?
right.
That's yeah. And the way they change as well. So we'll go back, and this is where we meet Margot, and we meet the boss or the person that owns the factory. Basically wants to sell it to a developer and get it torn down. I guess this is where you can see that they're not wasting budget as well because they decide to hold it actually in the factory itself.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
like, why wouldn't you meet up there?
Yeah, I just sort of think that's something you do in the office, wouldn't it? But I didn't. Once again, I don't mind. I got it. I got why they're doing it in the thing, and obviously they've got to set up the plot. He's there with the security guy. They're getting the place checked out. So she arrives there to get the document signed. But we meet Angus, and we've already seen Popeye. If we hadn't seen Popeye, Angus would be intimidating. But we've seen Popeye already, so we just know Angus is done for. He hasn't a chance.
Right. Well, and his introduction is great because, like, of course, Margot knows what the fuck is up. She's heard the legends and all that shit. and she's wandering around, and then he's just kind of passes by, and she runs and cowers. That shit's so funny.
She was a great character. I kind of wanted to see more of her.
Yeah.
But once again, these don't feel like bad characters because once again, we're getting a story. We're getting like a whole setup. Why the film students are going to break in that night. What's happening with the factory. Like, these are short scenes and they're telling the whole story. Instead of somebody, which normally happens, is sitting in front and going, blah, 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 exposition, 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 exposition. This is, and just tell you the whole story, like basically read out the script. We're actually getting scenes that tell the story and put the whole picture of the pieces of the puzzle together. I didn't think people could tell stories like this anymore. I'm just happy. Is that okay? Am I allowed?
I mean, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's definitely a change.
Isn't it? It's just so refreshing, especially an indie production, to see people that understand storytelling again. No, Hollywood's fuck. That's why they're digging up. You know what I mean? They're digging up the corpses of like 90s franchises because they've nothing. But it just shows that creativity isn't dead. We've got people here who are able to make a movie, make it look like this does. If this was in the DVD store, like back in the day, next to the other releases of the time, this would hold up. Like, it doesn't feel... It feels like a small budget movie production. We used to have those. We used to have medium budget as well. Not everything was either micro budget or hundreds of millions. You know what I mean? There used to be this whole range of movies, and that's what you got.
Yep.
That's what this feels like. But anyway, we get the whole setup. Obviously, they're going to sell the cannon factory. That's why he just wants it shut off. It's been 20 years. It hasn't been opened or running. It's just costing the guy money in property tax. And you may as well sell it as a tax write-off. So we've got the whole premise of what's going on. And then, obviously, Angus gets told to go clear the building. And we just know where it's going, don't we?
Definitely.
But yeah, when it actually comes out, when he finds the bodies of the... We never saw the girl, Adrienne.
Yeah, I didn't even think
about it. We saw
about
the two bodies of the pushers. But we didn't see her body. And that's important for later, I think, because we're getting the impression maybe not a mindless monster, just killing for the sake of it. But yeah, he finds those two, and then he's... instead of running the car, he's like, right, I'm gonna mess you up. And yeah, that went as well as you would expect. But those effects, man, the practical effects, like old school gore and splatting and heads exploding and stuff, that doesn't age. You see the CGI shit and it ages like within a year. You still use practical effects and bloody hell, it still works. But this is the bit where we're back to the bar again, because we're obviously have to get introduced to our new characters. And it's one of those blink and you miss it. If you don't understand what it was, the Wellington Wimpy cameo.
Yeah, that shit was so funny.
That was just like, oh shit, yes. Yeah, so no, I'm not gonna let you pay next Tuesday for a burger. Fucking, off we go. And that was it. It wasn't. Do you know why if Hollywood was trying to do that, the pan on him, there'd be a whole line of dialogue. It would be explained. That would be it. It would spend about 10 minutes explaining what the joke was. Well, this is just done. You either got it, you didn't, and it's just a little extra for those that get it. Because this is where everyone's... we're meeting Katie now, who works behind the bar, and obviously we've got Dexter, Olivia, and Lisa. They're all getting ready to do this thing, and then this is where we meet Joey and his gang. God, what a stereotype! Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
But
I mean, if you're gonna have a heel, have a fucking heel.
Yeah,
that was definitely it.
Like, we see Katie's got the bruises on her arm. Yeah, are you sure you told me you were doing your film project for school tonight? Why is my property having thoughts of its own? Yeah, it's like he was selling it to you. He was like proper bang into the character. So fair play to the actor for doing that, because that's a shit character to play, I'd imagine. Like, you play your head. I never understood people like that. Do you know what I mean? I just don't get the mindset.
Yeah.
But there's people like that exist in the world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it comes from somewhere. But this guy's really hamming up. And then we've got Jesse and what's his hangers on? Jesse's the worst character out of the three of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's the one that's shipping in the air, stirring the pot. Who's the other guy? Victor or something? No.
I don't remember. I fucking suck with names though.
Yeah. Terry. So Joey's Katie's.
Oh yeah, it was Terry. Yeah.
Jesse's the shit stir, and Terry's the other fella who seems to have joined this gang, not really understanding that they're absolute dipshits.
Yeah, he kind of just at all times doesn't seem like he belongs with them.
Yeah, it's like he's having them sort of thoughts of, what am I doing here? Doesn't happen though.
No.
Yeah. The same when they go to the factory, and I love the way they're supposed to be sneaking in, but they park their cars up neatly in the car park.
Yeah, I mean, it's an abandoned factory on the outskirts of town, so it's like, do you really need to hide?
Yeah, but it's funny though, because they're talking about sneaking in and stuff, but they just park up. If their security goes around at night, that's the first thing you go see is park cars.
Right.
But the fact that Dexter's just completely surprised that a chain, like an abandoned factory, would be locked and have a chain, the padlock on it. He's just stumped. That's him. Game over.
Right. And it's just so funny too because they make mention of it. They're like, "Well, you didn't think to check this first? Well, I was hoping it'd be unlocked."
But once again, it fits with his character.
Mm-hmm.
He is that dippy, and he's one of the people that could probably edit videos in like an hour that would take me 5 hours. He's that sort of, put all these productions together. He's a complete nerd in that zone.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to practical stuff, he's like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, the physical stuff, it still holds up. It does. It's the worst part of this film, actually, the most unrealistic part is the pipe smoke. Like you can just tell that's been CGI'd in. It was a strange choice.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because like it's if he was actually blowing smoke because of the fact that he's wearing such a big prosthetic, like it would just kind of fill up in his face and come out his eyes and shit. So
Part of me
it's like
thinks,
between that
yeah,
and
maybe they
the
tried it.
one scene where he's sort of in the shadows and like he gets really grumpy face. Like, I mean, yeah, those are very, very, very heavily CGI, but it's like, didn't take me out of it any.
No, that's what I mean. It's the only like I think there's 3 times we actually see the pipe smoke, and it's just obvious that it's lured over the top. But because everything else is done so well, and I'm enjoying the story and I like the characters, I can forgive it. That's what I keep making the point is. If you're not enjoying yourself, then you start picking at the mistakes, like picking a scab. If you're going with it, you can forgive a wee thing like that. Now and again, you can understand what the process is, and you can just sort of gloss over it and crack on.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to see an outtake where they tried to get him to actually smoke and see that happening, though.
Right.
I kind of want to see him try a real pipe with the prosthetics.
Yeah, I really hope this gets a physical release with some behind the scenes shit. I think that'd be so much fun.
I think they need to. This is back the old school horror, isn't it? Back to when they made it an event and there's pride in making an actual story, not just cashing in, just shitting something out for the sake of it.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
But yeah, we'll have the classic. Let's all split up, and they even make a joke about it. There's a few jokes here, about the horror genre and stuff. Without going full scream meta crap, what do you mean? You want us to split up in an abandoned factory at nighttime?
Yeah, this shit's so good. It's like it's always nice when the characters understand horror because it's like that's always the kicker with like say zombie movies and shit. Like, oh, I've never even heard of what this is, and it's like in no reality do people not understand what a fucking zombie is.
Yeah. There's this problem at the moment because horror is horror. There's a lot of tourism because, like I said, other franchises are just burning to the ground, and it's not just in film, but it's literary as well. People aren't interested in a lot of stuff coming out there, so you've got creators like, oh, horror's easy. Horror fans like anything, they'll accept. We'll just jump in there, and it's getting a bit annoying now. So it's nice to see someone who actually understands the genre. And has I don't think you can make this without having an appreciation and enjoy the genre because it wouldn't translate on the screen. Here's the thing though, where does Popeye get his tobacco? That's been the main question.
Well, who says he's smoking tobacco?
Yeah. Do you think he's smoking the spinach as well as eating it?
I mean, fuck, he doesn't leave.
It's the only thing there. Do you know what I mean?
That'd be my guess.
Because it doesn't. He's not exactly going to the 7-Eleven for a packet of smokes, is he? Or a pouch,
right? Yeah, I can't imagine that he steps out every now and then and goes grabs a bag of tobacco.
Yeah, you kind of lose the whole urban myth as well because if you just walk it up.
Well, no, I could see like that being a funny thing. Like just only one person actually knows this dude exists, and they're just like homies or something. Like he goes by every month and waits till it's almost closing time. There's nobody there, steps in, gets a couple pouches, and then fucks off. And it's like, it's just between them. Nobody else knows. And they have a totally different relationship. Like, I love the idea of that.
That would be funny. Yeah. This is a sort of, do you know what? This is the sort of stuff I could play with. This is what I hoped Winnie the Pooh and all that stuff would be. Does that make sense? This is what I've been looking for with the whole Nightmare Fairy Tales thing. Or like taking these IPs. This is what I was hoping the films would be like. Do you maybe get my frustration now with some of the previous outings when I know it can be like this?
I mean, I've been digging them, so.
Oh, fine. Then. Wasn't digging. I'm just saying. Like, do you know where I'm coming from now? Because this is the sort of stuff I'm looking for. Margot comes back. I don't know. This felt like it was a tacked on scene, but it was still funny. Like Margot doesn't have photocopiers or printers in her office. So the one set of documents that haven't been signed anyway, so that's what she has to go back for. It'll have to be in that folder.
I mean, we got to bring her back somehow, right?
I suppose she would have done, you know what I mean? She could have just disappeared that moment, but I'll be honest, she had a great scene. This was funny. She obviously comes back, she discovers Angus, or what's left of him. And her running about and stuff, she was like really overacting, hamming it up. Like I think she was having a laugh.
Oh yeah.
But the same with the door, like she's trying to close the door and stuff. I didn't even see that coming. I thought he was just going to smash through the door or something. But yeah, Margot gets scalped. She just grabbed by the hair and she's like,
Yep, definitely was not expecting that.
No, that's what I mean. It just came out of nowhere. It just it shows that there's this a sense of inventiveness here, you know, and just want to have fun and do.
Well, I mean, especially how she gets taken out, because
Yeah.
like you think that's gonna be the end of it, and nope, picks her ass up, throws her in a fucking baler. It's like, fuck yeah, that's the way to do it.
God, I was working last year, and this wee prick was wee gobby, everything, blah 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 blah. I was tempted to pick him up and throw him in one of those. We had a baler, and I was tempted. You only have one of them moments of, no, you're going to ruin your life, Colin, don't do it. But then the other part of your brain's going, but he'll fit. And I could just, he's right there, and that's right there, and I could just solve my problem, my headache right now by. But yeah, Margot was funny. It was just a tack on scene or bit of the plot. Like it didn't need to happen. She didn't have to be there, but for some reason it worked. And once again, you're having fun, so you don't start nitpicking. It's just a funny. What the hell is she coming back for? Ah well, I'll teach her. Get a photocopier in future. Yeah, and then we'll have Dexter. He loves the friend zone, doesn't he?
Oh yeah,
it's almost like a masochistic thing, isn't it? I'm gonna just launch myself in there and stay there, and then get frustrated. You need to watch the Scooby-Doo Supernatural crossover if you haven't. That was fun.
I didn't even know that was a fucking thing.
It did an episode.
That's hilarious.
I've
watched a little bit off.
Winchester Brothers get sucked into basically the cartoon.
That's
Bad
fantastic.
Ghost.
Yeah, that's next series on my list that the wife and I are gonna go through after we finish Scrubs.
What was it? Dean's like, I'd die for that dog. You know, just I'll not spoil. That's a fun episode. Like even if you don't watch the Supernatural series, you can watch that on its own.
That's the thing I like about that show. It's like most episodes are just like, even though there's backstory behind it, like you could just watch a story or watch an episode and enjoy it.
Yeah, but that's I think that's why it managed. What was it, 14 seasons before it was finally ended?
Something like that.
Yeah, like bloody hell, that's some going, especially for a TV show. And people are still enjoying it up to the end. I just don't. I don't have time to go through 13 series of anything. Like I sort of watched it on and off. It was always like one of the not Star anymore, but it was like appeared in network TV back in the day. As a kid, and you just sort of watched it, and then you never thought about it again. It's like, oh, that was fun. This is where we start finding out all the shenanigans that went on with the factory.
Yeah, I love that. That's the premise of all this shit, is contaminated spinach. But they never really, at least I don't remember them going into like what happened exactly. We just, oh, it's contaminated, and then you see an open can and it's all glowing and presumably radioactive.
Yeah, but we find out that olive oil, like I just love that. And I knew it was coming, was the whistleblower that got the factory closed down. But Alistair Holdings, who owns the whole thing, see if Bluto isn't the CEO, I will be disappointed. We need Bluto in it. We need a sequel to this, and we need Bluto to be in the sequel.
Oh, 100%.
Like, if that doesn't happen, like, seriously, I'll be annoyed.
Or we get 3 other sequels to this, and in part 4, we get Bluto.
Oh, it all builds up to Bluto.
It's like the, Citizen Toxie, where he's essentially the Noxie version of Popeye. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
No, it has to be as Bluto. We'll have to get proper.
Well, no, I mean, obviously he would be Bluto, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the idea of it being like the evil version of the evil villain. Like, I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, just and it's just a sort of testament to this movie that I'm thinking of these things. I'm thinking about sequels and where it can go, because I wasn't with the other ones. But this, I'm like, oh, they can have so much fun with this, because I get that they actually enjoy the property, and they've really dove into it just to go, oh, that's a wee fun thing to do. That's without going too much into it. But yeah, then we'll go back to the Dum Dum, the Larry, Moe, and Curly.
Right. Yeah, I love
We
how they
know they're
roll up.
we know they're toast, but there's no if buts and maybes about it. We're just waiting for the win. War between Popeye and Pluto with a small village caught in the middle.
That'd be pretty good too.
Yeah, they've got it right. They could almost do this Resident Evil style. This is how bonkers this could go, because the contaminated spinach obviously has properties, whatever the contamination is. So they could make it like the T virus, and it could just have all this mad shit.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
That's why I should never make or try to make a movie. Yeah, I would couldn't calm myself down. But once again, I'm just having fun, and I'm just seeing where it can go. Just most of the ideas wouldn't work, but it's still the fact that you're talking about it just shows what's happening. But yeah, obviously the terrible trio, Joey and his pals. Oh, she's having a night without me. Oh, yeah, she's now doing this, doing that. I'm gonna go sort her out.
Yeah, I love how they bring a fucking gun to talk to his girlfriend.
But the fact that Jesse has the gun and he gives it to Terry and he keeps the knife, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You're just okay, mate, right? Well, you've screwed yourself, haven't you?
Right.
But yeah, they they come in, they encounter Popeye, and Jesse pulling out the knife. You're just like, mate, nah.
Right, and I love too that it's like just the smallest fucking knife.
It's a like little bitch knife of
so good.
I got the joke. That's the thing. I'm getting the joke with us. Like, mate, we've already seen him take what he's done so far. You've no chance. And that's it. But yeah, as he when they find him later on, he just gets his head twisted like right round. Terry just shows himself to be the sort of bitch that he is. Like, what an absolute creature.
Right.
Like, I like the actor. The actor really went the time with this. He just owned the character. And that's why back to saying he's the pantomime villain. You're not meant to like him, but he's played so well that you're like, fair play to you. So when it comes down to it, he just squeals like a pig and runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? Lisa? Is it Olivia or Lisa to find Jesse's body?
It was
Lisa, was it? And Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah, the couple. Yeah. Is he dead?
Yeah, so good. And how they go out, man, that shit is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but I felt bad. Those two did not deserve to die. Like, those two didn't deserve. They were just they're a couple that play with each other. They're actually nice people.
The problem is, though, they broke slasher trope rules, so they had to die.
But they haven't had sex.
They were trespassing.
Well, that's everybody. Yeah, that's everybody.
Like, you gotta die if you break any of the rules.
But you know what I mean? They were just nice people. Like, there's nothing. Do you know why they always try in a slasher to make the characters as irritating as possible so you don't feel anything for them? Because they're afraid that if you have any investment in the characters, you'll get upset when they die.
I say that's a lazy slasher.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? That sort of shit. Where these are likable characters, and obviously, apart from the trio of Dum Dums, who they're set up. You're just waiting for them to happen, but the rest of them, like, and also Popeye didn't really have anything to do with this.
Yeah. Well, he did with her death, not so much Homeboy's.
Sort of.
Like, I mean, he scared her.
Yeah,
and she fell.
But you know what I mean? They 100% did that to themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the funny thing about it is.
Yeah, I did not see her death coming. Like, that one was an absolute surprise, and it had me giggling pretty good.
Yeah. Like, it's just funny, but you're just like, oh, and you can do both. That's the thing. If you've got the right characters and the right writing, you can do both. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah, we're already got the heads dropped as to who Olivia is, and I just love the way Dexter's doing the Neo thing. Huh?
Well, the kicker was
the Matrix. The third one. Who's the only character?
It's like I watched that once when it came out. I don't remember it.
Who's the only character that refers to Neo as Mr. Anderson?
You're asking me questions about a movie that I saw like 20 years ago.
Okay, well, spoilers. Agent Smith. Like, the only one that ever refers to him as Mr. Anderson, the entire thing. And of course, Keanu Reeves is going, as usual, sort of, yeah, man. This is that. Dexter's basically channeling his inner Keanu Reeves.
Fair.
Like, not twigging anything on. Even the bit where they hold up the photo, they find Popeye's lair where he's been living, and they see the family photograph, and like, he's just not putting two and two together. And even the bit where Olivia's like, yeah, she's really beautiful, isn't she? Talking about Olive Oil, her mother. You're like,
well, that was the kicker. Like, I didn't see that one coming, that they were siblings.
No,
and then it's like, wait, so dude was obsessed with his mom.
The only thing they didn't do was put her in the red jumpsuit. knowing she's holding. The only thing she's not is in the red pajama things. What do you call them? Onesies.
Yeah.
But it's, you know what I mean? It's olive oil and sweet pea. Like, you're just like, oh, and Dexter's just going, like not picking up anything that's being thrown down for him. Like, he's getting this all laid out, and he's supposed to be an investigator.
Right.
But once again, he's a likable character. He's just that sort of goof. We all know those sort of absent-minded goofballs, don't we? Absolutely no harm in them whatsoever. They're brilliant at certain things, but they just need the help with their shoelaces sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
I could be that. There's times I'm not absent-minded. I just, if my head's like completely into something, I'll forget, what's my name? Huh? What? And go like that. So I totally get it. I just like the way they're having fun with it. It's not bad writing. It's actually his character is that sort of person, and they kept him like that throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to Joey again, and already he's invented a narrative in his head. So he's run about. He's got a gun now. He shoots Katie.
Yeah, that was a kicker.
Yeah, and then he runs out on her like a little bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
His whole obsession, his whole reason for living, he can't live without her. But yeah, see ya.
I mean, to be fair, that's what you should do. Like, if you shoot somebody, run the fuck away. You don't want to get caught.
Yeah, it's just like, but he's just a complete bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once again, he's just that whole. This is my truth. This is what I'm. When he meets Lisa, is it? Yeah, he meets Lisa before they get dispatched. Yeah, in between Shane and Lisa, yeah, he runs in. He's like, "Oh, he killed Katie, blah blah blah," and then he runs off. And yeah, what a creature, man! What an absolute creature, and he's everything you'd expect him to be.
Right.
But his ending was funny. Just the whole, you could just see the setup. You know what I mean? This is proper old school. He's stuck his head between what do you call it? Well, the blankets and the fake body and stuff, as he gets ripped apart. But it still works.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. We know what it is. We know what the trick is, but it still works. Visually, it still looks good, and it's still fun.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just like, the beginning of the movie when dude gets his head popped in half. Like, when he drops, it's like they're just careful to hide it. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's smart, and it adds to the illusion of him not having a head. But yeah, great shot.
There's some great camera work in this, like the cuts and all that kind of stuff. The really, like, the atmosphere of the factory. They're not using over the top music. They're actually using the sounds of the factory. It's really subtle. Like, you feel like you're in an abandoned factory. Yeah, even the bit where he goes in, like, she's setting up, watching the cameras, and playing. He comes in to look at the monitor and stuff. Like, that was a great scene. Because Katie's way to get coffee, and she turned around, he's there looking at the cameras and the monitors. That was just a dopey scene, but it was so much fun. That moment of, he's real, he's fucking real.
Yeah, man, that shit's so fucking funny.
But we finally get the reveal, which I think we all saw coming, that basically Olivia were guessing put into foster care. After her mum went missing. We never found out Popeye's story, how he ended up the way he was. I would like to think he was dropped into a vat. He went back to investigate his wife's disappearance, and he got dropped into a vat of spinach. Maybe they didn't have the budget to do that,
or maybe they're just hoping for a sequel to delve in a little bit more.
That would be a good opening scene for the sequel. Do like a back in time, and Popeye's come off leave, and he's investigating what happened to his wife, and he meets. We don't see him though. We don't see Bluto, but he's in the shadows, and he gets chucked into the vat.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be brilliant. Then we're back to the story continuing. Like, honestly, I could already imagine with this setup. I can imagine what a sequel would look like. With this sort of atmosphere, the camera shots, the characters that are left. I can see it without destroying anything. And I haven't seen this in ages with one of these sort of productions.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel forced. I can actually feel the story continuing, and I love it.
Right. I really hope it does. Because this was a great movie.
Yeah. So, of course, we get the aftermath. We find out that Katie survived, Olivia, or Sweet Pea, and Dexter. And then the police all arrive, and there's like bodies everywhere. That's a great mess. But then we meet Lex again, who's like, I can't, the pulled out, I can't sell this place, blah, 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 blah. I just wish he was speaking to Bluto.
Right.
Without saying it. Do you know what I mean? I think he could have done it. If he had been on the phone, sorry, boss, they're just not doing it. I think there would have been perfect setup.
Right.
But still, I didn't hate the, you know what I mean? I've enjoyed this movie, and I just hope there's a sequel. Like,
same. I could really see this being a small but a franchise nonetheless.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be massive. You know what I mean? This is one you could do like loads of movies and just have yeah, shit ton of fun with. This is what we were hoping for.
Yeah, man, this exceeded my expectations. Like, absolutely exceeded them.
It's great, isn't it? It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a nice feeling to just be, oh, somebody's wanting to entertain me. I'm having fun.
Mhm.
I want to see more of this, please. There you go. I enjoyed the soundtrack as well. That
Yeah,
was
that's
a
pretty
decent soundtrack. Yeah, so it just had the right mix. But there you go. I'm happy with this one.
Yeah, same.
I will have a look at Popeye's Revenge in full, but I just know it's going to be a cringe fest.
Yeah, at some point I'll watch it too. No clue when, because I really don't want to have to pay for it. But yeah, at some point.
No, this
I'll
is
give this a watch.
this has to be like a chibi thing or something. But yeah, it's not in the radar. But that's a morbid curiosity watch. This one was fun. Like, definitely check it out. Like, of all the slagging off the the Pooniverse and the taking the old cartoon characters and the Steamboat Willie and stuff, everyone's like, "Oh no, these are shit." This is how they got it right.
I mean,
And
I
this is
think
way
you're
to
the
go.
only one that's saying, "Oh no, these are shit."
No,
But
there's
that's
lots of
just
people.
me. Oh, who?
Lots of
Name
people.
one
People
person.
understand movies.
I understand movies like a motherfucker.
Yeah, so you say.
Like, I've got all them motherfuckers in the Australian Collector's Edition. They come in a little book and everything. Yeah, no, I love those movies.
On your own, on your own, on your own. Ah, he's finally woken up. It's like, oh, don't you?
No, I just I pick and choose where I'll argue with you, because otherwise it's just that's all it would be.
Yeah, 5-hour streams of just you're wrong. It's all fun. No, I'm really happy with this one, honestly.
Yeah, man, you guys should check it out. Absolutely. Like, I just watched it like a few hours ago. I'm gonna be watching it again tonight because it was that fucking.
Yeah.
And it only got 48 hours with the rent.
Excellent. There you go, folks. There's another one done. Really fun. Keep an eye out this week. Things are coming down the pipeline. We're really charging ahead. Horrific Publishing is taking off, and I'm so happy about it. So, Horrific Tales Volume 2 will be coming out soon. And as always, keep up to date with the channel, do the type of things, and remember to keep it creepy,
Keep it horrific.
horrific.